Hey, Lizette, can you hear me? Lizette, give me a wave. I'm using my mic, so I'm trying to figure out if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? As you join, just raise your hand. Tell me who you are. If this is your first time joining me, I'm playing around with my mic, so don't pay me any attention. So I'm going to have to go to the app and see. Whoa. Man. My mic and I are fighting here. I've had it for the longest time, but I haven't been using it. So if you can't hear me, just let me know. Lizette, raise your hand. It's 2 people in the chat. Just tell me who you are. Awesome. Hey, Michelle. Thank you, guys. Everybody's been going live. We're only going to do an hour because I want to be able to jump off and enjoy Nikki and Iris tonight. So I'm just going to do the Q&A. If you have any questions right now, hello, Wendy. If you have any questions right now, put them in the comments and I will try to get to everyone's questions. I have a bunch already. I'm going to go to my app and bring it up because it seems like hey, Sarah, what's going on, friend? You're about to eat dinner, but wanted to say hi. I appreciate you saying hello. I'm loud and clear. Awesome. But I think there might be a delay. Let me just go to my home and make sure. And so I'm doing a Q&A. I have a lot of questions. And the main person who always sends me the questions is Nikki, Chandra, a.k.a. Nikki, who is Glow Girl Glow. Cynthia sent me one. But if you have any questions now, I'm very transparent. I don't mind talking about a lot of things. I don't use profanity and I don't cause drama and I don't talk about people. So other than that, you can literally ask me just about anything that you want to. If you didn't answer the stories where I asked everyone to send me a question, put your question in the comments and I will highlight it on the screen, but then I'll get started. So I'm going to stay within an hour so that I can check out my friends, Nikki and Iris and tonight. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to be doing, I'm looking for people for the over 50 chat. I'm going to be looking for new people to participate in the Spanish Girl chat. I don't know what other things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be inviting individuals on. Lots of people who have been reaching out to me, especially based on the interview I had on Shailene Johnson. If you guys haven't heard that, go check it out. This was a person who reached out to me. I didn't know her ahead of time. Her business manager reached out to me. Shailene's been listening to my podcast for many months, and I was super surprised about that. And so that's exciting. I'm having really a lot of fun with the growth and different things. Wendy Span, hello, you were fantastic. You and Christy. This community, for people who are not in my community, I have a beautiful community. It looks like most of the people here, I see Margaret, hey, Margaret, are in the community. I used to have a Resellers Passion Facebook group, and I didn't like the direction it was going. So the people who were closest to me, I just decided to keep them in a small community. And I'm real quick to knock people out who aren't active, but I've been meeting some new friends and bringing them in. And I have a lot of ideas for our group, and they are phenomenal. I will say the people in our group are some of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. And I mean that sincerely. They're stepping out of their comfort zones. They're doing things that they would never do. Wendy, send me a message on, send me a DM on Instagram. So I just want to say, like, just for people who come out, there's Nikki. Nikki, wait, Nikki says she's listening while showering. Well, that is dedication, Nikki. That is dedication, friend. I appreciate you for that because you sent me the most questions and I did not want the hour to go by and you not be a part of the chat. Yes, get ready, get primped up, clean off that day so that you can get ready for your live, which is coming up. I've been trying to check in on everybody's lives as much as I can. It's like super exciting to see what everyone's doing. Cynthia, really, it's not even just encouragement. It really is something that Christy and Wendy were talking about. And when Christy, the one that really got me, all the conversation was good, but the one that got me was when Christy was saying that sometimes you don't think you don't see yourself as being worthy. So the goal that I have is to let people know I validate them. Sometimes someone else has to show us because of the way that maybe we were treated when we were growing up. We were probably abused, and not physically, but mentally and emotionally. And we were raised in a family where people didn't care about us and they didn't know how to love us because of whatever they went through. And that became their excuse to treat us any kind of way. Oh, I forgot I left my TV on. So my goal is to show people how worthy they are, how incredible they are, how wonderful that they can do it. Every single day that you get up, that you can breathe, you have air in your lungs, that you can accomplish whatever you set out to do. Like, that's not pretend. The talks that I give you is encouragement back to me. The more I encourage you, I encourage myself. And so I think it's really important just to pour into people, because it was a lot that wasn't poured into me. So I had to find everything myself. And then I went through different things, but I happened to be blessed with an awesome man who compliments me. I don't need him to validate me or do anything for me, but he compliments and he adds to what I already know about myself. It took a long time for me to get here. So our group and anyone that I can touch in a special way, my goal is to every day just challenge you, just to prove to you, let you prove to yourself that you can do it. On those days when you get up and you don't think that you can, So that's really important for me. So it's not even about encouragement. It's just like, continually to pour love into each and every one of you, because I see you. Even if you don't see yourself, I see you. When you reach out to me via DM and you start a conversation with me, that wasn't that wasn't accident. That was on purpose, and it was meant for something. And so I'm going to start with my first question. I have to go to I saved, I did screenshot because my questions. Okay. So they are coming in real time. So I'm not going to use my app. Good. I was going to go into my iPad, but they're coming in real time today, whereas before they weren't. So anybody have any questions, put them out there. And I'm going to start with Nikki's 10 questions. I forgot what I said. Okay, so I saved them here. I did screenshots. Okay, so the first question that Nikki, Glow Girl Glow, asked me was, how do you determine what to sell on each platform and my website? I think that's the question as well, right? So you can clarify if you want, Nikki, but I think that's what I'm getting. How do I determine what to sell on each of my platforms? Okay, so, okay. So, well, Poshmark to me is Posh. Like, I can sell anything on there, and I've tried to do some of the things that they add. Like, I try to do home goods. It doesn't really work out for me. And this is hopefully a key for everyone, because you have people who say, oh, I tried to sell on this platform. I tried to sell on that platform. It didn't work, but there's a little bit of something for everyone. So I just kind of keep Poshmark to a specific category. I'm not selling handmade. I do have some jeans on there, but I'll be taking those off because they do better on Etsy. So if you go through my Poshmark closet now, I don't have any tie-dye or bleaching or anything on there like that. Only the jeans. And I've just kind of left those there because I'm slowly cleaning out. Every day I'm going through a different category and getting rid of things. So I used to sell everything, just about every brand. I used to sell men's clothes. I used to sell children's clothes. And I just think that for me, Poshmark is just a place just to sell my shoes right now, specific kind of clothing items, and keep it at that. Mercari has taken the place of my eBay. I don't want to sell on eBay anymore. It's just a preference. It has nothing to do with eBay. For people who don't know, eBay brought me home. I made a ton of money on eBay. I had 2 stores, and like literally in the summer, I probably made about $8,000, and I was able to come home 3 months ahead of schedule. So I did eBay for like a year and a half, and I let it go. I just wasn't happy with it. And that's just the bottom line. And then I discovered Mercari. And Mercari to me is just like eBay and Poshmark had a baby, and it's more simplistic. The shipping to me is more simplistic. I don't sell anything really heavy anyway. So on Mercari, I sell puzzles, games, any kind of hard goods, very, very light shoes or anything like that. And I don't use any cross-listing platform because none of my platforms meet. So it would be a waste of money at all for me to pay for that because none of my things meet. Like Lizette was talking about, she does have a listing service that she uses because she lists across the board. I don't want to do that. That's not my business plan and that's not my business structure. So Etsy, I have a vintage store and I have a handmade store. And then I started thinking outside of the box and I decided I wanted to open up a new store, but I wanted it to be my website because beyond selling the bleach and tie-dye, I wanted to be graphics, but then I want to add on more like a blog. Now my Etsy store is actually a website. It's LeslieTieDyeDreams.com. So through Etsy, for the people who may not be aware of it, it's only when you start making money. If you're not making money, just keep it as a regular shop. But you can pay $15 a month for an actual website through Pattern. And you can create, I have a blog on mine. So if you've never known that, click on the link in my bio. It'll open up to a website. It looks like a website. You wouldn't even know that it's powered by Etsy. And I have a blog and I have some other good things on there. So that's really what I just kind of break it down. Etsy is perfect for vintage. I took all my vintage off of Poshmark because I can get what I want on Etsy. That's what I like about Etsy. There's no haggling. And for the people who were talking about lowballers earlier, I do love you, but I don't believe that anybody's a lowballer. I think you can, if you look at my post from earlier, it's okay for us to agree and disagree, but I think there's a price point for everyone. I think that when you call somebody a lowballer, your emotions are involved because when I go shopping, I want a discount. I send an offer on anything. I don't care if I'm a seller, I'm a customer. When I send an offer on Poshmark, I'm a customer. So treat me the same way because it bothers me when people are like, oh, she's a seller. It does not matter. I'm an internal customer. So treat me as such. I don't consider anybody a lowballer. Whatever offer they send me, whether they're being smart or whatever, I counter and I just let it go. I don't go back and forth and I may start a conversation, but I believe that my products are good enough that eventually they'll sell. And lowballer or not, your products, no matter what, are only worth what the person who physically has it now, not what you think it's worth. It's worth what the person has it. That person bought it from me. They now have it. They sent me a love note. It was worth what it sold for, not what you think it's sold for. So please stop calling people lowballers. Just say someone probably sent me a lower offer than I was anticipating, but there's a price point for everybody. And the reason that people send lowball offers, if that's the way you think about it, is because Jane over here has items in her closet that are $10 and Michelle has the same item for $50. They have a choice. When I started selling, I didn't care what I was selling my stuff for. Even now, I don't have stuff that's like really, really expensive. So it's worth me having a discussion, but just don't do that because we all want to bargain. I've heard so many people complain about going to the thrift store about how their thrift stores, you're looking for a bargain. So is someone who's shopping from you. It's the same perspective. You're a customer when you go into the thrift store. So what's different now that you're the seller? So we have to stop differentiating that kind of thing with it. And that's just my personal opinion. That's just me personal. Okay. I feel the same way about them respecting me and my price. Lizette, it really isn't about respect. Just let it pass. That means you're emotionally invested in your item and you shouldn't be. It's like, it's not a big deal because I guarantee, like, fill a bag or you're going to a thrift store and you want something for $1. I thought it was $1. Or how could my Goodwill look at these prices? It's the same thing. Now I'm not being argumentative, but it's like, to me, it's not disrespect. You either say yes or no. Like Wendy said, if someone sends her a bad comment, just flag it. I send one counter. I never go back and forth with people. And I don't have time to, everybody's business is different. Read my post and I'll tell that what we're talking about now is really what I was talking about on my post, that we have the ability to agree or disagree. Everybody's business is different. We're all different people. I'm just talking about from my perspective. If you consider yourself a customer service, if you want the best for your customer, as long as my customer is not cussing me out, calling me the N-word or anything like that, it doesn't bother me at all. Because there's always going to be someone else behind them. So if it bothers you, that means you're too invested, you're too attached to it. And I love what Wendy was saying, how her husband and even Christy, how they were saying, Christy's son said, how long have you had this item? Chrissy's and Wendy's husband said, how long have you had this item? That's another thing. It's like the whole purpose of selling is to move items. Times are tough right now. You're definitely going to get more lower offers than you anticipate. How are you going to respond to that now? How are you going to respond? People still want tangible items, but what is going to be your new approach? So that's, again, we all have our own opinion. I totally think everybody should do whatever works for them. Okay, let's see. Hello, Sam. Let it go like water off. I love that. Let it go. This is a good one. Yay, Sam. Hello. So there's that. Poshbox. Blake. Hey, Blake. We had so much fun after our chat. I think we talked an hour. It was probably about 40 minutes after I got off of his chat last night. We sat behind, I guess we call it stage, and talked for a very long time. Blake had to even move to another room. It got so dark in the area. So, Dresden Avenue, for those who don't know, she is Margaret. I send low offers all the time. If they don't want to sell it for that price, they can decline. I'm going to keep it real. I send offers on everything because I don't know if anybody can honestly, if you pay full price, that's perfect. But the whole concept of all these platforms that we sell on is for us to get a deal. I'm not going to Amazon if I can't get a deal. I want a deal. That's why I'm shopping there. So anything that I buy, everything that I've bought off of Poshmark, I've never paid full price for anything on Poshmark. I'm going to submit an offer and it's going to be the same. I don't go back and forth. If they decline and just decline, it's going to be someone else. And that's just the way that it is. I'm a customer. So as a business owner, I think of it as I'm a business owner and I think, okay, that's my customer. And then on the other end. So that's just me personally. So, okay. So let's see what, so then Nikki says, how do you come up with so much content for your platforms? Nikki, so it's a process. Some people use schedulers and things like that. I don't. And the reason that I don't use a scheduler, because if I'm scheduling a month ahead of time, that's probably not relevant anymore, or it's not something that I want to talk about. So on a Monday, I'll sit down on Sunday night. Sunday is the day that I actually write out everything that I want to do. I don't put it in my planner. I just write it on a piece of paper. And then in my planner, I write a couple things that are most important. I don't scribble all in my planner. I have a list that I just write from. So I have a 2-column thing. So I'll have what kind of content I want to put out and then what tasks I want to accomplish. And so if you ever notice, when I get up in the morning, I do a whole lot of stuff, just little bits and pieces so that I can break my stories out through the course of the day. Because I think you should have at least 10 stories, whether it be you talking or something, promoting someone, promoting your product, talking about something. 10 stories will definitely keep you up in the feed. Patricia talks about this often. So I take photos all day long, and then enough that if tomorrow I don't feel like taking a photo, I can post yesterday's photo. So that way, if you look and you say, wow, she had on that shirt yesterday. Yes, but I did enough content yesterday to post today. So I try to post what I'm thinking about, especially that first post in the morning, which is normally like a coffee or something like that, or whatever I'm thinking about. And then I'll break everything down. Hi, Daniela. Hi, Flipping Gals. Marina or Michelle? Yes, it's Marina. She says it right there. Hello, friend. And so it just really depends on what's on my mind for the week and what I'm going to be focusing on. Like tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to be introducing an app called Jump Rope. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Jump Rope. If you are, raise your hand. I am one of the Jump Rope founders. It is an app that you can use to create little lessons that would be perfect for like the Flipping Gals. And you can definitely teach people in like little steps how to do something, whether it be a DIY, whether it be content creation, whether it be how to grow on Instagram, whether it be anything. And I am one of the founders of the DIY group. And tomorrow night, I'm going to have Jessie, who is the head of the DIY, come on to my live on Instagram, and she's going to start talking about Jump Rope. So for most of the day, I'll be talking about Jump Rope and showing you a little bit of the app and stuff like that so that you can get an idea of how that works. Okay, so if anybody has heard of Jump Rope, let me know. If not, go to Jump Rope, download the app, and go through it and play around. It's a great play. It's like almost like a little mini YouTube where you can go in and just create like little tutorials and things. So I started off by, my first one was just creating like a bleach shirt, how to bleach a shirt in 3 different ways. And then Jessie contacted me and she and I did a Zoom, and now I'm a part of the group and just a whole lot of stuff going on. So it's pretty cool. So, but yes, it's called Jump Rope. So you go in, and it's only an app. It's not on the web. It's not online. So you go in and, okay, somebody's like teaching me. Okay. So you go online and, you just download the app, and then you can go through and you'll see different people, and it's for anybody can create. And I'm going to be looking for people to join my group for the DIY. As a founder, I'm going to be creating my own little group or capsule, and we'll grow and do stuff and whatever. So, but I've been doing it for like the last 2 months almost. Okay. So, let's see. So Nikki says, any tips for selling on Depop? I do. We're going to talk about that a little bit more on Saturday. Depop is a really interesting, and I think anybody could sell on Depop. I think people will have success if they model, but I've been selling on Depop for a little bit. Like 2018, I was really active on Depop. The reason that I stopped, because Depop is another one of those platforms that has like a weird shipping structure, and they pay and then the money goes to PayPal. And then I do like the fact that it goes to PayPal because you can create a label and all of that. You can create a label through Depop, but I do everything on PayPal. But the shipping structure has changed. It was a little bit more money 2 years ago, so I like it a little bit better now. If you go into my Depop, you click the link in my campsite bio, you'll see everything that I sold. I have some current stuff that I just added. So I'm playing around with that. I just sold a tie-dye t-shirt, but I've sold a lot of stuff on Depop. Depop, you have to go in and you have to follow people. You have to bump. You also have to share your listings, which is cool because you just hit the Instagram share and you can share 4 photos. You hashtag, you can do Depop. I just lost my train of thought. There is a special hashtag where Depop can promote your listing. And when they do, it will promote almost like having someone doing a host pick. But when it happens in Depop, all of a sudden it reaches people and then people will start liking it. I've sold every promoted listing that Depop has promoted for me. So it's really just kind of playing around, definitely following people every single day, bumping your listings. It's really important to stay active on Depop and really look through other people's things. Don't get intimidated. Again, I always like to use my age because when I first started selling on Depop, I was 49. And I started just really watching videos. That's what I did. Anything that I decide to jump in, I watch videos. I go to Pinterest and I Google everything before I take a chance on it and really kind of learn it. I want to learn. I want to be teachable every day. And if something doesn't go right, then I start kind of tweaking things. You just have to figure out what is in trend. You can't just sell the same things that you sell on Poshmark. So you have to really just think about it. I sell a lot of goth stuff, a lot of vintage things, anything that's colorful. Vans sell, Converse sell, graphic t-shirts sell. So just kind of play around with it. But the people in our group will talk about it more on Saturday. So Nikki says, which platform should a new reseller start on? My personal opinion, I would say eBay. The reason that I say eBay is because eBay takes the whining and all the complaints and everything out. If you can survive eBay, you can survive everything. I love Poshmark, but if you start on Poshmark, Poshmark is almost like the app that babies you. So when you do try to venture out, you're afraid. You don't want to weigh. You don't want to add stuff. You're afraid of the shipping. So I say start on. Yes, Mish Market. Michelle is a sweetie. One of my good friends. She's from Jersey, but she's in Philly now. But I would definitely say that eBay is the way to start off. If you want to start, just be brave and be bold and start on eBay. Like the Flipping Gals can probably tell you, because I think they started on eBay and then later on they started on Poshmark. And I just kind of started talking to them a little bit about that. But Poshmark is good if you only want to sell a few things and you're not really trying to make a lot of money. But if you want to make money and really sell like literally anything, eBay is the way to go. But everything's all about research too. The thing is that people want things to happen like right away. You want instant gratification. If it doesn't work, then you give up. You have to give some things a time, like developing a habit, 21 days. You have to give things time before you give up. Because I hear people often, yeah, I tried it for a month. Okay. So now you tried it for a month. What happened? So you have to just kind of do research and just kind of play around. And right now there are so many apps out there. So my 3 suggestions would be eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark, just to kind of get your feet wet. And if you're a handmade seller, sell on Etsy. If you sell vintage, sell on Etsy. You can sell on Poshmark. The reason I don't sell handmade or vintage on Poshmark is because I can get more money on Etsy. I know Etsy better than any platform. And I don't have to worry about any fees or anything like that. Like I don't have to worry about 20% fees and things like that. So let's see. Michelle says, yes, so true, Leslie. I'm so glad I started on eBay first. Let me see. What? I can't see, so I have to bring it up. Margaret says, I agree. Posh and Mercari will be easy after learning eBay. And Marina from Flipping Gals. If you guys, I want everybody to follow, kind of look down the comments. And if it's someone that you're not following, please follow everybody. Everybody has such great content, YouTube channel, great Instagram. Please do it. The Flipping Gals, 2 of my favorite people in reselling, Marina and Michelle. They are just phenomenal. They go live when they can, and they really teach and pour into the community. I think today was supposed to be self-care. I don't know if they changed it or not, but definitely check them out. They say, yes, we started on eBay and you helped us with Poshmark. We will always remember that. Thank you. And Cynthia says here, I'm trying to get it. It says, yes, a lot more easy Poshmark and Mercari. I started on Amazon, which was a relief when I started on Poshmark. Yes, I've heard that too. And Sam, Sam, you're just coming with all the jokes today. Dang, I started on Poshmark. It doesn't really matter where you start, but if you've noticed from people who started on the Poshmark community, Poshmark to me is simplistic in terms of if you want to just grab some stuff out of your closet, you were at an event having lunch with somebody and they were like, oh, somebody told me about this app called Poshmark. And I just started selling my clothes and I just grabbed some stuff out of the closet and started selling it, and it sold. And I started watching videos and I found that I could do this for myself. Poshmark has that allure about it. And then so many people know about eBay because it's been around for so long, and they get kind of like squeamish. Or you'll have people say, I started on, like Daniela, Ivy and Blush Bodega. She started on eBay when she was 6. She was reselling a long time ago. She's like half of her life she's been reselling. We just didn't call it that back then. If you've done yard sales and garage sales, if you grow up and your parents were doing flea markets, they were reselling. Now it's just, these new words that we give everything. So if the Poshmark is nothing wrong with that, because my husband, I'll tell you, my husband was selling on eBay, but he was always grumbling about it. And he was on eBay and Amazon when I met him. Literally, I met him the first week in August, 9 years ago. We just celebrated 9 years of knowing each other. So when I met him, he was selling on eBay and he was selling a ton of books on Amazon, and he was always grumbling. I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. But when I got interested in reselling, my sister had already told me the year before about Poshmark. So I started looking at the app and I was like, you know what? I'm working. I think this will be easier for me. So I pulled everything from my closet that I didn't want and started selling it. And then as Thomas would go to the bins, he would say, should I bring you something? And I just said, just bring me some women's clothes, and that's how I got started on Poshmark. But then I moved to eBay because I knew that the potential to make money. And that was true. Like I had a 6-month plan. I want people to hear that I wrote out a plan. And I would never say just leave your job. If I was vested in my job and I had to worry about a pension and stuff, I probably would still be there. But I've only been here in this state a short time, and I was only at my job a short time, so I could take that chance. But I bought myself home in 3 months from kicking butt and making good money on eBay. Okay, but I just found what works for me and where my temperament lies. I was stressed at my job, and I decided never again will I be stressed running a business. That's why I do what I want to do. If it's stressful today, I walk away from it and work on something else. So the funny thing about that, so she says, happy ninth meetup anniversary. So the funny thing about that, I know I'm going kind of off, but people love gossip and stuff, right? So the cool thing about that, Wendy, is Thomas and I met like the first week in August. We were married by November. So it'll be our anniversary. We'll be married 9 years in November. So that's pretty good. So Marina from Flippin' Gal says, thank you for that, Leslie. Yes, we will be talking about self-care today. Amazed by your memory skills. That's because I'm vested in this community. Like Thomas always says, how do you remember people's names? I'm like, I'm vested. I mean, it's hard to remember, you know, now 19,000 people, but the people that I see every day, I think it's really important to know who they are and be invested in what they're doing. So hi, Roslyn. Hola, ¿cómo está? Okay, I had my first experience selling eBay, my husband's studio equipment, and then I started reselling on Poshmark, and I fell in love with the app. See, at least she started on, and she was selling video equipment. She jumped right into like equipment. So hard goods is a whole nother thing, you know. Oh, excuse me. And I would definitely say check out some resellers, Vintage Vasquez Vintage. Oh my gosh. Melissa and Abby and the Flippin' Gals, they do a lot of vintage stuff. Really kind of look at some of these resellers. So Wendy said, you had a short dating period like me and my hubs did. We dated 7 months and got married. Let me tell you that I call Thomas and I the mature relationship. All the crap was over with, you know. That this is the mature relationship. This is not like when I was a kid and I would jump into stuff, you know, it's a little bit different. So Maria says, when you know, Thomas is a gem, as you know. Yeah, he has his days, but you know, he's a keeper. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So then Nikki says, which platform? Oh, you did that already. I screenshot it so it came together. So any tips on where to look for your tribe? So, Nikki, you're already in a tribe, girl. So this is the funny thing about it. That is such a great question, Nikki, because that's exactly what I did. I actually look for a tribe and look at you. Look who's here. Look at you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I put out a video and said, look, I need some friends, you know? So, and I was kind of talking about like the over 40 at the time, because I was 49 when I started this journey. And then on Instagram, I started doing the same thing. I started looking for people and definitely just kind of responding the same things that we do now, but I'm pretty particular. I kind of like, you know, trying to get the feel of people. And then the awesome thing with Poshmark, it's a little bit of a challenge now because of the social challenges that we're experiencing. But the Posh and Sips really were a game changer. The Posh Party Lives were really a game changer. And then the icing on the cake was Posh Fest, where not only did I get a chance to meet people that I currently met, but new people. And that opened up more possibilities for me. And I realized that I was no longer alone, and I was only alone because I was working a job. And then I came home and realized that I didn't really have any true friends. And sometimes the people that we need to meet are only on the other side. So here all you are on the other side, Quimby. So here all you are on the other side, you know. So what it says here. So just like I'm going to get to Nikki in a second because she has a comment, but it's like eventually. So I just started doing videos, and then I jumped over to IGTV and really started doing videos. And then my tone kind of changed from reselling to more motivational, as you can see, because that's where my heart has always been. I've always been a giver. I've always, you know, if I really could, I could give everything away, honestly, and start all over again, because I just love giving to people. And just, you know, and people started contacting me. Even now, I still have people contacting me, but there would be like mothers contacting me. There would be wives who just like really would be in distress and so upset. Like, how could they get their husband to help them? How could they come home? And that's kind of how it started. And that's where I moved in more into motivational. And at a point, I was so lonely that I told Thomas, I was like, I just can't be home anymore. I have to go to work. And then when he realized what was going on with me in the community, especially visiting that first Posh Party Live with me, when people were coming up to me and making content, he was like, you can't go back to work. You can't stop what you're doing. You're making an impact. And so I thank Thomas for continuing to just push me to step a little bit. So as he pushes me and I grow, I push you. And so the tribe will come. If you continue to show up and create great content, give a little bit of transparency, Answer your DMs. Don't be mean. You don't have to give your whole self away. I answer DMs all the time. And if it becomes too much, I'll give a short answer. I'll direct them where they can go. But if you continue to just do things like Nikki, you're making such a great impact. What you're doing. There are people, regardless of age, who can relate to you because you are so transparent. Your tribe is already there. So the question you're probably answering for me to answer for somebody else, it's not for you. I just want to tell you that your question about a tribe, you've already formed your tribe, and the people who are supposed to be with you will be with you, because you're going to have people just like the normal life. How people come into your life in their seasonal or lifetime. And you're going to have that, where you're going to have people, as you start to grow, they're going to feel intimidated or whatever, but it's just a natural growth process that has to happen, because we all have something unique in us, and you'll start to see it. You can't hang on to the people who want to stay where they are. You can't do it. And so just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep being transparent. Just keep revealing who you are. Just keep teaching about budgeting, but also growing and learning from people who are where you want to be, whether you want to keep on with the budgeting and you want to go somewhere else. Because I was a reseller, and then my reselling journey has brought me so many opportunities that is beyond me, So I talk about even my how I was on Chalene Johnson. She is a person who does PIO and different workouts, and she's on stage with people. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't contact her. She reached out to me. Her business manager reached out to me and said that Chalene listens to my podcast, and she's probably contacted some other people. It wouldn't, because this week she was teaching her community how to make money reselling. So that's what, and she was even asking me about like younger people. She wanted some high schoolers or whatever. And so I didn't know her. I didn't reach out to her. I wasn't, a fan or anything like that. So I went to her page and I said, sure. So we interviewed last Saturday and had a great conversation. Just from being on her podcast, I have been selling ebooks every single day. People have been contacting me every single day. Since Monday, I have gotten 200 new community members. Like, the growth happens sometimes when you're not looking for it. So just keep yourself in a space where you can just receive. Okay, let's see. So it says, I would love to build a community of newbies and we build together. Well, then you have to start putting it out there. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, because sometimes newbies don't know how to do it. So you're going to, just like I search for brown girls and Spanish girls and everything, you're going to have to go searching for people. So start putting your hashtags that are relevant to what you're looking for. And that's how you find, because people are like, how did you find me? Because I was looking for you. That's like any of us who host, podcasts and things like that. We start looking for people who interest us and who can bring things to the community. Whether their numbers are down, they have 100 community members or followers, or they have 10 or 20,000. We just look for people who can make an impact and who can tell a story. So you're going to have to start looking for that, but you're going to have to put that stuff, put the hashtags in your comments and start speaking that yourself, because that's what I did. I would start saying, I want to connect with over 40 or whatever. And that's how I met certain people, like Wendy came my way, just so many people that have just, oh gosh, I'll be crying soon. Yes, Rosalind. So that's exactly. So many of your friends are resellers. Yes. That's why I can't wait to get to Atlanta. It says, love your shirt, Leslie. Do you have one in the shop? Nope. This is when I got out of my ThreadUp box and it wouldn't take the colors that I wanted. So I decided to keep it for me. Michelle, your husband's going to get you spending all that money, girl. I love you, Michelle. Yes, indeed. I believe in this 100%. Habakkuk 2 verse 2, write the vision and make it plain. For those who see it shall run with it. I believe that 100%. You have to write your own vision. I have on my board, I don't want to pick up my computer, but I have my goals, 20 goals for 2020. Some have gotten pushed to the side. I've surpassed some, and it's just anything from here. So wait a minute. I had wait a minute. Ooh. I'm cooking dinner with Torvald. Hello, friend. I want to help Ned. Fall weddings are the best. I would like to build a community. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. So Nikki says, I want to help new resellers. I've had two people reach out to me wanting to pay me to show them how to sell. I would definitely, you can figure out if you want to do that. If you want to charge people, that is something that you have to figure out on your own, or maybe just like offer for free. I think you can figure that out. The question would be like what you would charge them and things like that. Okay, now I'm going in the right direction. Okay. Marcia's Trove, love it. What do you think is a good price range for bread and butter items? I have a lot with likes, but cannot seem to move them. Bread and butter items should be like $20 or less, because those are items that should be moving quickly. Those should be the ones that's that little baby money, So if you have a lot, and Daniela can pop in and talk about that. Here's Daniela is a great resource too. So bread and butter brands, because I used to sell a lot of those in the beginning, but that's why they're bread and butter. And Quimby also, she sells a lot of bread and butter. So Quimby, if you have any suggestions on that, but I would say, $25 or less, depending on what it is, even if it's jeans and things, do your comps, but I don't always go by comps. I still make up my own prices. And those are the things those baby things that will move. And those are also things that you could probably run a sell, and because they bundle well, the bread and butter items bundle really well. Let me see. It says, Jackie Hibbs, hello, friend. Thank you for what you do. I created a messenger chat for like-minded moms with kids on one of the ladies suggested your podcast, and you have been life-changing. I appreciate you, friend. Yes, I have my messenger chat of my tribe. We are a phenomenal so our group is a phenomenal group. It's a Resellers Passion Chat. And if you've been seeing all these lives this week, these phenomenal women, these phenomenal, incredible women have been stepping out of their comfort zone. In order to step out of your comfort zone, you have to step. They've literally been stepping out on fear and faith and doing these wonderful lives. And so even after this chat, even though it's going to be recorded, Iris and Nikki will be going live on Nikki's channel, Glow Girl Glow. So check that out. Tomorrow will be Nora and Cynthia. Saturday will be Daniela and Diana. And then Monday will be Roxanne and Ashley. And then Tuesday will be Nora and Cynthia again. And we're going to be changing partners. So we're going to keep going live. And I have a lot of ideas. And if you have some ideas of a group, do it, and if people aren't active, kick them out and stick with the group. I went from 173 people in my group to we're down to probably 25 people, if that, and I will delete people in a minute. Then I would definitely say, I was going to say do it for free, but you have to decide what works for you. And you also don't have a lot of time. So you have to think about what works. You can create a chat like the one we have and just offer information like that. That would probably be a way. So like on, people can talk freely, but then you could have like a Sunday where you're just kind of putting information in, and then you guys can Zoom or whatever. But you have to figure it out, because I do a lot of stuff. Like for our Zooms and stuff, I charge outside of reselling for a lot of the stuff. People think that I'm just a reseller, but I'm a consultant who teaches business. Even from being on Shalene's podcast again, I've actually gotten new consultants. Basically, most of the stuff that I do is non-reselling related. So you just have to figure out what works for you. Here's Daniela. So I always mix 20 to 25 items in my closet, mixed with my mid to higher items. And that's exactly it, because you want those things that are definitely going to bring in the sales. And also that's where the bundling starts off. I knew Daniela would have the answer to that. Terry says, like-minded people are my tribe. Thank you for all the great content, Leslie. Well, thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. Let's see. Right now for the people. Okay. Okay, here we go. So it says, I will make a chat in Spanish for Amazon. I'm thinking for free. Yeah. Yeah, because you're really just like chatting. My thing is, this is the thing. You have to really think about where you want to head. That's why, like for people, because Cynthia also has a podcast, Lady Hustle _19. Check her out on Instagram, and she has a brand new podcast which is in Spanish. So if you are of the Spanish speaking community, and if you or if you speak Spanish, if you don't, it's not going to work for you. I follow her page and I'm going to have to pull out a translator, because I do want to support her, because she's been supporting me. in the time that we've known each other. But I think it's really important for us to just support each other and create these opportunities. If you are doing something, think about why you're doing it. Don't always think money wise. Again, I can't tell you what to do, but when we do our podcast, we may get sponsorship, but we're not looking for our audience to pay. If they want to donate, because we are giving our time and things like that, that is beautiful. But if they don't, we're still creating content. We're still putting things out there. Okay, a couple more things before my hour is up. Let's see. Nikki's okay, so she did that. She says, all right. And then it says, how did you get your kids into entrepreneurship? I just did everything that I'm doing now, I did back then, and they could see that. It was a time that I was a single mom before I met Thomas. I think for 3 years I was single before I met him, and they saw me hustling. I worked 2 jobs as a single mom, 1 day off a week, and I ran 2 businesses. I had a crochet design business, and you may say to yourself, that wasn't a big thing, but it was. I had clients and customers, so that was beautiful. And then I created an Etsy store. But then also when I was working my 2 jobs, I was a professional baker working at 2 separate cafes, and I had to switch up for those jobs. And then I would come home and I would have a dessert business where I specialize in gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, and that kind of thing. So vegan. And so I had businesses, and my children just saw that and everything that I did for them, making their cakes and stuff like that. And then when Thomas and I got together, now I'm married to a person who's in business. So I don't push them. I don't even offer suggestions. You start off by maybe suggesting that they help you. And then I never push them because they didn't ask to be in this business. So if they want to help, like my daughter today, I just said, would you mind helping me? And she said, sure, just even folding shirts or whatever. So you just kind of I'm a gentle persuader. I don't force anyone. I may bring it up as a suggestion and then go about my business. And that I treat my children the same way I treat other people. I don't beg anybody. I give you one time. I'm not searching for you or anything like that. So they've just decided kind of on their own, what they want to do. And now most of them are working, but my daughter Stacy, who's Peach Boutique, she does sell on Poshmark, but she's just coming up with some new ideas. She already has 3 YouTube channels. So you can find her Peach Boutique, and she's her Casey Monique is her alter ego because her middle name is Monique. So she's Casey Monique. Okay. And then Cynthia asked me a question. Lady Hustle 19, who here is Cynthia Amons, and she says, where do you see your business going? Only to the top, Cynthia, only to the top. So no, my business is evolving. So as I say, I don't consider myself just to be a reseller. A reseller is one of my businesses. So I happen to be very active in the reseller community. So I try to keep content. But as you see every day, it's not just reseller content. It's a little bit of everything: encouragement, motivation, talking about my handmade business. So eventually, literally in about 5 years, I don't want to have any physical products at all. I want to just do digital downloads, create courses, have webinars, and just go on the speaking tours. That's my goal. So my new house that Thomas and I are looking for, I'm going to have my own little studio for my podcast, and maybe to have people come in and actually sit in my little studio and go on live onto platforms like this. So because it's a lot of work, but the hands-on keeps me really motivated. It keeps me in a Zen space. But I eventually want to be at a place where I don't have any physical products at all. I'm going to be working on some courses coming up, and I'm actually starting, it's up to you guys, but I'm going to be having a mastermind group. I already have a couple people thrown in there, but it's going to start really being an active group where I'm going to be selling courses and things like that. So that's coming up. And just keep in mind, anything that I do is not for the reseller community. It's for the business owner. That's how I look at people. People have to look at themselves in the way that they look at themselves. But if you're selling anything, you're a business owner to me. You're not even a hobbyist. People say they're a hobbyist. If you're making revenue from it, you're a business owner. So I have some things that I'm working on with being content, and some things that are growing for me. I said, you know what, now it's time for me to start taking that and moving into a different direction. So that's why I may put it out in my stories. I may put it on my feed, but I don't always think that a person who's a reseller is going to be interested. You can see my TV. I have CSI Miami in the back. It says, LaJuan Watson says, I love all of your content from one Philly girl to another. Yeah, Philly. That's what's up. Yep. Philly is, I think of Will Smith. He West Philly, born and raised. My father actually lives in a neighborhood that Will is from. Anybody have any questions? We are down. I have 10 minutes. You can ask me any questions that you want. Make sure that you leave me a thumbs up and set a reminder because I have some content coming up. I took a little bit of break from videos, but I actually have a list. I took a break from videos and I took a break from the podcast, but I have some new stuff coming up. I'm having a new segment. I'm trying not to copy off of Jada, but I sit in my red chair all the time. So I'm going to have a red chair segment or something, which is just going to be me talking. And then I'm going to have my people that I'm going to be talking to back to my interviews. I'm also going to start some chats again. I'm watching some different stuff. Michelle, I knew we were kindred spirits. Are you Team Edward? You know, Edward's kind of cold. You know what I'm saying? So Michelle, she says she's watching the Twilight Marathon. So that's on Prime, right? Are you watching that on Prime? I can watch. I've been staying away from it because I can do it. It's like so. So Luwan Watson says, "Do I take a day off?" I definitely take days off. I take 2 days a week off. People don't know it because what I do is I take days off, but I still create like a little bit of content for Instagram. So on my days off, I don't do videos. I don't list. I may share my Poshmark closet. That's it. So my days off, I'll just sit and watch TV and do it. I'll read a book. I love reading. I'll listen to music and I'll watch my television because my room is almost just like a little, it's just, so you're Team Edward. I'm Team Jacob. Jacob is warm-blooded. You know what I'm saying? And not that I don't like the way that Edward looks, Robert Pattinson. I definitely like the way that he's looking, but I am definitely Team Jacob. But Jacob was young, he was a little too young for Bella. Anyway, but I do take a day off. I take 2 days off a week. I work on the weekends because I don't have any young children. I see people who are always talking about family time and stuff. I miss it. My children are older. I can't force them. I only have 2 at home. A combined family of 10. I have 5. So I don't, I just work. So it says already watch Vampire Diaries like Twilight. Yeah, Vampire Diaries is kind of low key. Let's see. Do I have any Bolo items for Q4 sweaters? Now, Daniela could probably answer that for you. One thing I will tell you for me as a reseller, I really just buy things that I like. I've never really looked into trends and things like that. I definitely say, think about the things that you would use. And then also, you have to check the trends. There are trend reports. Poshmark puts it out there for you. Mercari puts it out there for you. But things are going to be changing this year because people are going to be home. They're going to be quarantined. I think there's another wave coming. And so the Christmas is basically a non-issue. There's not going to be any Black Friday. So you have to think in terms of what people are going to want being comfortable. I spend my day all day long in yoga pants. If I can wear yoga pants, that's the cool thing about being home. I will never dress up to be home. I saw Daniela today saying how she's going to start dressing up again for work, but at home, I'm never dressing up. I am home to chill and relax. So it's going to be a lot of people like that getting into the homeschooling mode. So you have to think about that. When I get chilly, I like to wear socks and big sweaters and things like that. So I know that there are trends, but truly, are we going to be following those trends? You're probably boots and hats and all that stuff because you're going to have to get your kids out of the house. You're going to be tired of them. If we go into Q4 and to the beginning of the year in the virtual learning environment. So that is something you would have to probably ask somebody who's like more experienced. I consider myself to be an experienced reseller, but I basically sell from the beginning to now, whatever I want to sell. So I check comps, and if comps are good, that's what I get. So Sam says, I want to take a break from Poshmark and move into the direction of starting an Etsy from scratch. Any advice? My advice for starting an Etsy from scratch is starting to put your Etsy together, create your Etsy now, get together all your graphics and all that, go into Canva and get all that stuff in order. And what I tell people in the community, Michelle is here. She's a testament to that. Wendy, I don't know if she's still here. She's a testament to it. And I sold on Etsy for 8 years and I'm back again. And I made $1,500 last month just selling tie-dye shirts. So I would say make sure you have at least 20 items in the beginning. Do not open your store and put one item in there and wait around for people to buy it. Depending on what you're making, gather everything together. If you're making stickers, make a bunch of stickers, and then you can do custom also. So you can have some available and then create the rest as custom so that you can make it so that you don't have a lot of inventory. Okay. I have a good amount of inventory, and that's what keep people coming. And then after you get started, after like the first or second week, go right into create a sale. Because if you have a sale, and do it on the weekends. Some people have sales now, but if you do it on the weekends, I do like a 40% sale almost every weekend, and that puts me up into the feed. I run it from Friday to Sunday, and then items really move. And then during the week, I'll just bring it down and maybe have some stuff at 10%. I have pretty good prices. So, and I do free shipping in my handmade, and in my vintage store is really starting to do good too, because I'm slowly starting to add more stuff to it. And so just definitely make sure you have everything together and try not to piece it together like that. Hopefully that answered the question for you. Yes, my first Etsy sale. Michelle says she made her first Etsy sale today. Congratulations. Thanks. Thanks, Quimby. Everybody check out The Grateful Queen. Quimby, are you going live tomorrow night? Team No Bra, Wendy, I'm with you 100%. I have one on now because I'm going live and I don't want anybody to report me or anything, but that's what I do. I make sure I'm chill. I want to be as comfortable as I can at home. For the most part, I do have kind of like my TV going during the day because I want to be comfortable. Everyone's different. Everybody works differently, but right now in my business, I do whatever the heck I want every single day. If I wake up this morning and I don't feel like working, then I don't work. And I've made enough money where I can do that. But I prefer yoga pants, no bra, just chilling and just having fun during the day. Any last minute questions? Rosalind's, I love it. I love it. Hashtag team. Yes. I'll make sure as it's what is Sam saying? If you get those hot flashes, you'll enjoy snuggling Eddie's chill. Yes, I guess, yeah. But no, so I don't know. I don't want to give it away for anybody, but yeah. But Jacob was able to keep her warm though, So is Thomas on here? She's saying, "How? Oh, yeah, there is." Watching the Umbrella Academy. Yes, Thomas is watching. I think it's in season 2. It says, "What book would you recommend?" Think and Grow Rich, probably. I read more like books that I want to read, and then I incorporate maybe a book that build my mind. But if I continue to grow, I'm building my mind. So I read just books that I like. I read fiction. I like romance. I like real life. So I don't read a whole lot. I read all of Gary V's books in one sitting. So what does Daniela said something? What'd she say, Daniela? I lost it. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, we're almost at the thing. It says Etsy shipping. If you are providing free shipping, is that removed from the final price of the item, or does that come out of your payment method you attach to your account? It comes out of your payment method. So just keep in mind, once they pay, your money sits in your account. It doesn't instantly go into an account like PayPal. That's what I like about Etsy. So if I sold like on a weekend, I could do $200. And so I have $200 and then the shipping comes out. It's up to you if you want to charge free shipping. In my vintage store, I charge shipping for some things, the heavier things that are going to be like flat rate shipping. But it only costs me to send out 3 masks, it costs me $2.74. So for me, that makes sense. For a t-shirt, it only costs me $3.51 at the most to ship a t-shirt. So I don't want to charge, I charge $24.95. And if I have it on the sale, it's going to be $18.95 or whatever. So you just have to think about what works for you. Even on Mercari, I charge free shipping. So it just really depends on, but I make my price enough that it doesn't bother me. So some people some people charge a price and then they charge shipping. It's just up to you. On Etsy Vintage, I'll charge maybe a little bit of shipping, but not over the top, just enough to cover some things. Everybody's saying yes to Umbrella Academy, Thomas. It says yes. Okay, I saw something from Danny. Oh, it says, oh man, depends on what you're looking for. Yes. So she was talking about trends. So it depends on what you're looking for. Okay, friends, let me see. I saw a new comment come in. It says your lightweight stuff is easy to build into the price. Yes. So for me, I'm not going for my handmade store. I'm not going to charge for shipping. It's just because it's in that structure. I know I've been selling long enough that I know some people do have to weigh, and I weigh my stuff. And remember, if you're going to weigh, make sure you weigh your packaging, everything together. Don't just weigh a shirt, weigh everything on your scale. And so I just think you have to figure it out, because what happens is you get stuck and then you're going to get upset with yourself. You have to have some flexibility. You have to let some things go, and you have to realize, like, do I want to make money or do I want to hold on to things? Your handmade is really special. You want to make sure that you are getting your money, but then you still don't want to just like let things go. So really just do research and think about what you're doing. Okay. All right. So, friends, I thank you for spending your time with me. I always appreciate that you take time out of your day to spend it with me. And I'll probably next week, I don't know if I'm going to do a Q&A. I'll probably do something similar to what Sarah is doing. If anybody's interested in going live with me next Thursday, send me a DM. I can have up to 6 people. Moving into September, I'm going to be more structured. For the rest of August, I'm just going to wing it. But for September, I'm going to start having like special guests again. So if you're interested in being on the live next Thursday, I'm only going to do Thursdays for now. Send me a DM and then we'll work something out and maybe figure out a theme or something like that. And yeah, so I thank you so much. Everyone have a great night. Head over to Glow Girl Glow on Instagram, where she and Iris Galleria will be talking about something. Take care. Bye, Cynthia.